Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into the topic. This sister right here, I thought she should have gotten more time in prison, even though I was sympathetic with her situation because she was just trying to work to make a living, to earn some money, and she didn't have a babysitter. And you know how we've seen stories before of women who went out partying, drinking. They found them at the bar, at the local club, and the babies are left at home alone, soiled diapers, dirty house, or locked in a car outside of a club, which I've seen before. It wasn't the case for her. Ashlee Stallings was actually working her ass off at a Amazon warehouse doing her shift. Had nobody take care of her child and left the child outside. Now, she's been sentenced. Some people are saying, I don't give a damn what you say. You should have never done that. Other people are saying, I sympathize with her. She's already going to have to live with the guilt of what happened to her child. Don't punish her twice. A mother in North Carolina will be spending some time behind bars for leaving her 8-year-old daughter in a hot car on a hot day, while she, the mother, spent several hours working her shift at the Amazon Fulfillment Center. Mecklenburg Superior Judge William T. Stetzer on Thursday ordered Ashlee Stallings to serve 105 days in jail for her role in the death of her little girl, Newbie Stallings. This is what the court records showed. The judge handed down a sentence after Stallings pleaded guilty to one misdemeanor count of contributing to the negligence of a minor and one count of misdemeanor child abuse. Stetzer, the judge, then sentenced her to 45 days on the contributing charge and 60 days in jail on the child abuse charge. And these are to be served consecutively. The court credited Stallings for 56 days of time she's already served because she's already been locked up for 56 days at the point where she was sentenced. And she was facing a maximum possibility of 270 days in jail. So there was never a time when they were saying she was going to get years in jail, is what I'm understanding now. In exchange for her pleading guilty, prosecutors agreed to drop a charge of felony involuntary manslaughter and downgraded a charge of child abuse by willful act, causing serious injury. So she slid off on a plea deal. Well, as was previously reported by Law and Crime, the officers with the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department's Freedom Division at about 6:30 p.m. on June 26th of 2024, responded to a call regarding an unresponsive child at a Amazon warehouse in the 4100 block of Wilkinson Boulevard. It is said that once the authorities got there, the respondents found an 8-year-old who was in critical condition inside of a vehicle. The police said in a news release, emergency medical personnel with the Charlotte Fire Department transported the little girl to Novant Health Presbyterian Medical Center with a life-threatening condition, a probable cause affidavit said. She was probably having a heat stroke. Newbie was pronounced dead shortly after midnight on June 27th of 2024. Damn. I'm going to tell y'all something too, and I'm just passing this out there randomly. The number one organs that they go for are the organs of black girls and young black women. I believe it is from birth to the age of 23 or 25, I believe. Those are considered to be the best organs ever. Don't ask me why. That will take a whole nother video to explain that to you. They're just seen as the most resilient organs, and they can fit almost anybody. Now, back to this. Maybe they could have saved that little girl. Maybe they wanted her organs. And since she was already going through something, just go ahead and let her go through all the way so we could get what we need. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways, so upon further investigation, it was determined that the victim was left in the car, and the car was hot. The weather conditions were hot, and she suffered a medical emergency. Now, I'm trying to think, where the hell was this mom's brain at? It's hot as hell outside. It's 90-something degrees, 100 degrees outside. According to the temperature in Charlotte that particular day, it reached 99 degrees, making it one of the hottest days of the year. That's what was reported. So, you lock your daughter, your 8-year-old, in a car when it's 99 degrees outside. So you got to understand that the heat bottled up inside of that car probably got way over 100. And she was in there frying in no time. If you were going to do that, something should have said to you, lock the door, put the child locks on the door. You know, cars have those child locks. Most cars do, where the child cannot open the door from the inside, but you can open the door from the outside. I mean, you're already taking a risk, right? Make sure you put her in there with a bottle of water that got some ice in it. Make sure you put some snacks in there. Or maybe she was more concerned that if the window was down like that, put her little tablet in there so she could entertain herself. I don't know, put up some blankets around the windows. I know it's wrong. I know it's all wrong. You should have never left the child in the car, period. But I'm just saying, if you were already committed to doing wrong, why'd you go that far? Common sense should have told you that baby was going to die. I'm a grown-ass person, and I get in my car on a hot summer day in Florida when it's 99 degrees, and I feel like I'm being roasted alive. I can't imagine what that child went through. So based on that, if I should get emotional about it, I'm thinking she should have been punished more. I can't help but to say it. Yeah, she lost her child, but she lost the child from her own doing. She should have been punished more. I don't know what those little few days in prison or jail is going to do for her. The temperature reached 99 degrees that day. According to the affidavit in an interview with the police, Stallings admitted that she left the child in the car while she was inside working. She went inside, she clocked in, she started doing her shift, and she did her shift. Most of it anyways. From the affidavit, it says the vehicle was running with the AC on, but she believed that the baby girl got up in the front of the vehicle, started moving around in the vehicle. Okay, so she tried something. The vehicle was left running with the AC on. The baby got up there. She believes that the victim, which is the baby girl, turned the key in the car and turned off the AC because when they found her, she was cold on a hot day. And the car was still cold, which don't make no sense. Ashlee Stallings returned to the vehicle approximately an hour and a half after last speaking to the baby girl through text messages. So this baby was 8 years old and old enough to text. And mommy was texting on the job while inside working. And then when she seen that her daughter was no longer responding to the text, she went outside to check. And she found her in the back of the vehicle on the floorboard under the back seat. So she used a hammer to bust open the back window and found the baby girl taking some shallow breaths while foaming at the mouth. Ashlee Stallings then drove towards the hospital, and she stopped at a business on Wilkinson Boulevard to call for help. She admitted that she knew the time she put the baby in there, it was 94 degrees outside, and that she should not have left that baby girl in that vehicle alone. But she had to go to work. You know, when you got one of them jobs where they're like, listen, we don't really care about your child like that. I mean, we understand, but business is business. And if you can't show up on time, we're going to need somebody else. So you've been late already too many times this month. So if you're late again, we're going to have to let you go and find somebody else who is more reliable. It was one of them kind of situations for her. So she's trying to hold on to an income and ended up losing her baby. The hospital staff that provided treatment for the baby girl told the police that her cause of death was a herniated brain as a result of hyperthermia. A herniated brain as a result of hyperthermia. Hyperthermia would mean that she froze to death. So even though it was hot as hell outside, doesn't hyperthermia mean freezing? What? That makes sense that when she said she found her, she was freezing or she was cold. Oh man. Either way you take it, I think personally that was way too little bit of a time that she got for that punishment. I feel bad for her. Condolences to the little baby girl, you know, to the surviving members and who loved her and all that. But you didn't have no support system. Man, life be like that sometimes. You out here in the world on your own. And I won't even begin to speak on that because that requires a whole nother video. Let's talk about the women who chase away their child's father. I don't need no man. I could do this on my own. And then they find out what single mother life is really like. And this is what they mean by I could do this on my own. Let's talk about those who are just having a bad life. Didn't come from a good family, don't have a good support system, just out here on your own and trying to make it. I'm not making any excuses. It's already done. The baby girl is already dead. And boom, that's all we can say about that. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me, do you think she should have gotten more time? Or do you think just let it go at this point? Justice is served. I'll catch you on the next video or in that comment section. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.